Welcome to Flournoy Bocce Court. Bocce is a bowling game. It's prehistoric in origin, played in various forms by the Egyptians, Greeks, Romans, and Italians. Currently played by competitive, fun-loving people in Marietta, Georgia. The word bocce means kiss. I'll go ahead and tell you now, it's a bowling game, and the object of the game is to get your bocce balls closer to the target ball. These are bocce balls, okay? They're about 2.2 pounds or a kilo, about the size of a cannonball or grapefruit or shot put, depending on your frame of reference. We have two colors, green and red. There's a red team and green team. Joanne, if you'll follow me over here. This is the Polino. The Polino is the target ball. You want to get your bocce balls closer to this target ball than the opposition balls. You can hit the Polino to knock it around. You can also hit the railing, but let's go ahead and start. And Joanne, if you want to show over here. Just stop it now. Okay, let me show you the two lines. This is a orange tape that goes across. This is called a foot fault line. When you're bowling this way, you want your feet to come up but not across the foot fault line. You can do it any place beyond the foot fault line here. In other words, you can do it here, all the way. Both feet must be on the court, though. You can't do this. None of this stuff. And you can't do this, bowl it. So let's go ahead and start. The green team's going to throw the Polino. Here's the Polino. Joanne, you want to follow this ball? Okay, that's it. I bowled it. Let's go ahead and talk about this green line here. This line is the line that the Polino must be bowled past, and the resting point must be beyond the green line. The concept is you don't want to have a really short game where you're only bowling like 2 or 3 feet to get to the Polino. This way it's like 6 feet at least. And on the initial Polino throw, Polino must go beyond the green line here, and must be at least 12 inches from the rail, all the rail. Now the lines down there, Joanne, go ahead and swing it down here. These lines mean nothing bowling from the west to the east. These only control going back this way. So this is called a mid-game. I'll go ahead and bowl. Green team will bowl here, behind the foot fault line, and you bowl to try to get close. That. And then the other team will bowl. You want to get close to the Polino. You can actually, okay, now focus in over here, Joanne. Because the red team is closer to the Polino than the green team, the red team is said to be in and the green team is out. So the next team to bowl is the out team, which would be green. So green is going to bowl now, and green will continue to bowl until it becomes the end team or it runs out of balls. So let's go ahead and bowl the green. And the type of shot I'm doing now is a punta, P-U-N-T-A, which means soft, versus a volo or an air shot, or a rafa, which is a hard shot. Okay, let's go down here and measure and check. This is an eyeballer. Red is in, green continues to bowl. And what we'll do is we continue to bowl until all 8 balls have been played, and then we'll measure. And the team that has the ball closest will get 1. Maximum you can get in a game is 4 points. Minimum is 1. And I'll just go ahead and bowl the frame. Red is in, green is out, so green bowls. Oh goodness. Go ahead and check that out. Red is still in, so green bowls one more time. goodness. Okay, green is out ball, the red's in the bowl. Right now it looks like red has one ball. 1 point, that is. Oh, that's no point. Looks like red's got one. Always look to the left and the right so you don't go over the foot fault line. Oh goodness. Okay. Now, let's score it. The closest ball is red. The second is green. Closest is green. Only one team scores per frame, so red scores 1. If the final resting positions had been this, red would have scored 2 because the closest is red 1, red 2, and the third would be green. If red had been like this, red would have scored 3. So, okay. Let's go ahead and talk now about the scoring over here, Joanne. Go ahead and stop.
Action. Action.
This is our scoreboard. Trial by bocce, no appeals. The green are the plaintiffs, red defendants, and the R just means red. And if that was been scored, say for example, red had scored 2 points in that frame, we move the red down to next to 2. Say the next frame, he scored 3, it'd be 3 to 2. We keep going until we get to 11. And whichever team gets to 11 wins. And Judge Flournoy presiding. I'm bocce only judge. And we have a scorekeeper. And I always ask the scorekeeper, what's the score? And he'll say green 3, red 2. And I ask which team throws the pleno. And the rule of that is that the team that won the prior frame throws the pleno. It starts out of frame. Here at Flournoy, we want to play the maximum number of people, so we play 8 people per game. So there'll be 4 people on the red team and 4 on the green. And the red team is divided into the west team and east team. So there'll be 2 people at the west, red team west, and 2 down at the red team east. We'll actually have 8 player tags. We have number 1 is the west green or silver team female, and we have position number 2 west green silver male. So at each end, a 2-person team for say the green will be a male and a female. We'll have mixed teams, and we always try to have a couple, a husband and wife, not on the same team. I try to match a person up with someone he doesn't know or she doesn't know, so they can make a new friend. So that's why we separate couples, whether they're a date or a husband and wife, so they can meet someone new, and it's an icebreaker to make friends. But we will give out 8 player tags, and the players will wear them, and they'll know which, for example, they'll go to the west end and the green team, and then we'll have the red team on the west end. That's players 3 and 4. That's the corner right there. So I'll just go ahead and show you here. 2 players that play at this corner would be player number 1, who is west green female and west green male, and they would be at this corner and be a 2-person team, but they're actually on the team also the green team, the east team. So the greens are together, so you got 4 people, but 2 at each end. So let's go back here, Joe. So we've got, in one game, we've got 8 players. We have the judge, and I'm normally the judge, and I'm the host and grandmaster of bocce, Matt Flournoy. I also have a law clerk that works with me in measuring, and he'll have what's called the official bocce ball take. And we'll have a scorekeeper who's very important, who will keep score and make announcements of the score. So we involve a lot of people, 8 players, and then scorekeeper, law clerk, and judge. And we also have a Zamboni person too, that Zamboni's the rake. let me just say this, when you're bowling from here, west to east, the players down at the east are off the court. They're on the side because I don't want their feet to get hit by the Polino or the bocce balls. And so we'll bowl this way. We'll come back. Now, once the West teams have started and bowled their game and scored their points, then it comes down here, and each team, the 4 players, will retrieve their balls to your corners. As a matter of fact, I, as the judge, will say, West teams retrieve your balls to your corners. I mean, East teams retrieve your balls to your corners, and then the team that won the prior frame will throw the Polino. Polino is the small ball. P-A-L-I-N-O means small ball, and not placenta, not palomino. I've heard many variations. This is a small ball color. I'll go ahead and go. Come up here to the red line. That's the foot fault line. It's got to go beyond the green. See the green? Beyond the green. You want to stay away from the drain too. You want to focus in on the drain. This drain is a water. It's 60 feet long, 12 feet wide. And that's kind of a mid-game, right in the center. So if the green team won the prior frame, then the green team will throw, or bowl. Now, red team. Okay, now that looks like, oh, that's close. I'm gonna go down there and see. Actually, this is what's called an eyeballer. I don't need to measure. Green is in, so red is out, red bowls. Now, I'm bowling all of them myself, but within a team, you alternate within your team. So if the man goes first, then the lady goes second, and then they alternate until they're out of balls. So each player gets 2 balls to throw. So green team is in, red is out, so red bowls. Okay, let's go down there, check it out. Yeah, red is in, so then green would bowl. Okay, this is where the judge sits. There are 2 captain's chairs, and one is for the judge and one is for the law clerk. And it's a good vantage point to see to the left and to the right the bowls and to call the different shots. And we basically decide whether a ball is closer to the Polino than other balls. And you can see it says reserved for judge's friend, and this is reserved for judge. Now, you may have noticed my outfit. Bocce ball whites, the white attire. Why white attire? Several reasons. Number one, I served as an officer in the Navy, and the best looking uniform there is the all-white uniform, and I have an all-white uniform, so I'm partial to the all-white uniform that we had on board ship and with formal occasions. And number two is that we actually do videos and photographs at nighttime when we play. We rarely play at day since it's so hot and we sweat, that we like the white. It shows up better in still photos and in videos. And number three, it's classic bocce, high class to play in white. It's kind of like what they do in England, and they play in lawn bowling and stuff. Oh, yes, and the good thing is that we don't allow high-heel shoes. We want flat-soled shoes, because if you have high-heel shoes, the heels will sink into the bocce court, which is ground-up granite, and so we want all-white attire. And if you don't have all-white, the closest you can do to it, if you don't have all-white shoes like this or socks, do the best you can. But on the underwear, make sure you have white underwear. Black underwear shows through white. And what I'm wearing now, this is called a Guayabera shirt. It's a Latin American shirt. It's worn in Cuba, Puerto Rico, and Mexico, and it's got lace, it's linen, flax, and so I was serving the Navy, excuse the hat, but got to keep the sun out. Okay, stop. Let's talk about frame. Each time a team will bowl 8 balls, that's called a frame, kind of similar to American bowling. And after all 8 balls have been rolled or bowled and the score is determined, the frame is complete. Frames are bowled until one team reaches the winning score of 11 points. And the first team to score 11 points wins the game. We have some expressions that we like to use. Good bocce, molto bene means very good. That's Italian, molto bene. Grandmaster is a title of a player who's attained a high level of excellence in bocce. For example, Grandmaster Harris Adams. The law clerk is the person who assists the judge in measuring distances and assists the judge in other matters as requested by the judge. And puntata is the soft method of bowling. It's the most widely used. That's what I did as a slow bowling. Raffa, R-A-F-F-A method, is a strong hard ball executed close to the ground. It's aimed at dislodging the opponent's balls or disrupting a well-placed formation. The railing, it is permissible to hit the rail, but it doesn't bounce very much off the rail. Zamboni is the act of raking and smooths the court, and we do that between games. The Zamboni man or Zamboni woman is the person who rakes the surface of the court between games, similar to what you see in ice skating and ice hockey. Okay. Talk about measure in centimeters. Just so you know, 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters, and we do it in centimeters. It's easier than doing it in inches. And all decisions of the presiding judge are final. There are no appeals from the decision of the presiding judge, and it's a lot of fun. Thank you for listening, and thank you for doing your homework.